She's so cute and giggly.
Yes.
Mhm. She is adorable when she's giggly.
We're on the wrong one.
No audio.
Brr. Her brr 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 brr. Hello, and welcome to Anathema Rising, Crescent Heart, episode 6, with Tavrick and Luthien,
Hi.
who are still visiting at Emery's. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
Bren's.
It's pretty much Emery's.
I know,
Let's
right?
just be honest.
As far as you guys are concerned, it's pretty much Emery's.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. So recount for us what happened last time. Tavrick first.
We got to the city. Somebody hit on my future wife. Friend. There was a dude that hit on Luthien at the post office. After we delivered the letter, we were given the results, I believe. For the flower. Sorry, my fucking neighbor's dog is losing their shit. We got the results back. Then we went to Emery's.
Having an important conversation along the way.
Oh, wait, did we?
Yes, you did.
Did we?
Who do we
tell
have?
me, Tav.
Who do we have a conversation with?
You each other. Tavrick learned a very important fact that he was not mentally prepared for.
Oh, she has a date to the ball. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm very tired. I'm cooked.
Good morning.
I was up to 3 a.m. DMing yesterday. I'm sorry.
You did great. There was that, and you also learned something well in Emery's.
You absolutely
I learned some things in
decimated a
Emery's.
con save. Threw up all over a lobby.
And then we went and had discussions with Emery in the private secret room. I fucked around and found out.
You sure did.
And now I am potentially getting a tattoo. Oh, and also dresses were tried on, and I was very happy and very stimmy hands in IRL. My girlfriend put it on outfits for me in D&D.
Oh my god. Okay.
And then I was like, fuck it, I'll get a tattoo.
Okay. Luthien?
Well, to recap, we got to Orblin. We went into the keep because that is where I needed to report in. My friend Trevor was working and offered me a position over at Orblin because Lynette keeps forgetting about her shit and giving me stuff late, and it's kind of fucking annoying. And then he started flirting with me, and Luthien, I was not impressed with his flirting skills.
No,
the
she
the
was
charm
not.
was not there. She pretty much got the "oh, you're so cute when you try and flirt with me" like moment of just like I would give you a head pat and like an E for effort sort of rating on that.
Hmm.
I don't know if the goody two shoes deserves
She
that.
Yeah, and Trevor like also asked her if she had a date to the ball, which is where Tavrick got to find out that she had a date to the ball. He was kind of pouty about it, and
Oh, yeah.
Luthien had to explain that she's bringing one of her best friends, who he doesn't know, and that maybe next time she could bring him, which brought into question for Tavrick of, wait, Luthien knows people that I don't know? Luthien has friends outside of me? Sort of a realization.
Well, I wouldn't say. I think it was more of a realization. Like I expect you to have friends, but none that I hadn't met or interacted with before.
Yep. But still, it was still a very similar revelation of just Luthien knows people that I don't know. Luthien runs in a different circle than I do. And
Mhm.
that took me off guard. And then after that we got to the Bryn's photocopy. So we figured out that it looks the same as Bryn's on the outside. On the inside, it is just an empty building that has a dimension door that takes you back to the original Bryn's. So, Luthien, knowing the tricks and the ins and outs of Bryn's, told Tavrick to take a deep breath or hold his breath, and he didn't, and ended up puking as soon as they entered.
Because he's not acquainted with the magic.
Uh-huh. She ended up talking with Embry. They ended up going to her room. Tavrick got his mind fucking probed by Embry to make sure that he was a safe person to talk around because they had shit to talk about, and neither of them wanted to have to deal with a mole or someone letting loose all of their secrets. So, Tavrick got mind searched, and then he got to see Luthien actually comfortable wearing clothes that she liked in an environment that she feels safe in. They break into the documents, have the copies, and are able to reseal them without any issues. And then we got to go play dress up, and Emery and Luthien had a little bit of a moment where Emery was just like, "Hey, he loves you," and she was like, "Nah, that can't be." And he's like, "He loves you," and she's like, "Are you sure?" Just kind of shocked about it because that's her government mandated babysitter. How could he love her?
Mhm.
And yeah, that's pretty much where we left off. Oh, we also discussed that there have been 4 other arranged marriages for Luthien that has somehow mysteriously fell through, and the guy at the keep who's flirting with her is another person that they are trying to arrange a marriage with her with. The government is.
In which Tavrick gleaned some really powerful information surrounding with a beautiful insight check that was like, wait a minute, you shouldn't know this or piece this together. But he did. Oh yeah,
But he
I
did.
yoinked him into the whispers and was like, hey bud. Ooh, boy.
Uh-huh.
So that was fun. And he flipped out about it. For a moment.
Uh-huh. And then I accidentally heard that when I was watching through the VOD and flipped out about it.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then
And then that's it. They decided on the dress that she's going to wear to the ball. Tavrick seems a little bit more okay with Emery taking her to said ball. And Tavrick's gonna go and get a tattoo.
As if he has a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, let me. Or wait, no, I can't say that out loud. Because spoilers. Yeah, I'd definitely tell Emery, hey, you can't take her. She's mine. Sure, that would
Dude,
go
you
over
are,
very poorly.
bruh, you are passively at all times intimidated by Emery. Like, dude,
Yes.
that is going to be a thing from now on until you manage to, like, earn your way into that. Anyways, yes, Tavrick did roll a nat 20 on insight for that lore drop, and it was glorious. Just like someone stumbled into a divine sense that revealed some other lore that they weren't supposed to be learning yet. But, you know, can't
Just
really
me on my
lie, can
paladin
I?
bullshit.
Not Percival, would you like to chime in with anything in the recap you feel like they may have missed?
I'm pretty sure they got everything from what I remember from their little solo adventure.
All right. And then we'll do full recaps of both sides on Friday.
Yeah, I'll rewatch that tonight.
Yeah.
So, last we was in Luthien's room within Emery's. He had duplicated the document and resealed the original. Perfectly, actually. It doesn't look like it's been touched at all. Because Emery is a very skillful individual with that kind of thing. I mean, after all, how does one run the order without a little bit of forgery skills? So, Luthien would have been changing out of their dress by now into something more comfortable and relaxed now that they have discovered what they would like to wear for the ball. And Tavrick, you had your own question. Was there any other conversation you would want to have before exiting this room while Luthien is changing? Actually, real quick, give me a perception check, because I need to gauge whether or not you heard Emery telling Luthien that you were in love with her.
Ha! First roll of the day, baby. Natural 20.
All right. You heard everything Emery said to them just a moment ago.
Fuck.
You heard Emery reiterating, not once, but twice, that you were, in fact, in love with Luthien.
I'm sorry, I still can't believe I rolled a natural fucking 20.
I know, right? It's because, hey man, we're starting off with the GM luck. Watch you whittle it away over time throughout the night.
Gonna end up rolling like BAM by the end of the night.
Hey man, fuck you.
Yeah, at least my character hasn't puked on a fucking. Wait, no, they have. Fuck.
Yeah, that's right, little orc boy. Suck it. Try me, bitch.
You said you didn't get poisoned by a fucking rat.
Anyways.
I think after Luthien leaves to get changed, Tavrick will just kind of slowly turn his head over to Emery and be, is nothing sacred in one's mind?
Well, my dear, I think the only thing sacred remaining in your mind is the contract you have forged with my sibling, not even realizing the dangers that the path ahead lies.
Do you really need to tell her I am in love with her?
How else do you propose to gain her affections if you're not so brave as to even announce them yourself? Shy and bashful little warrior, aren't you?
He'll like slump down into his chair.
Would you rather me vie for her affections myself? And he
He'll
gets
sit-
real close into your face, still holding this masculine face, and it's just, do you really want to make that a challenge? Or are you going to take the fact that I have just given you my favor?
Considering that is a battle I don't think I would win, considering your circumstances, I will happily take your blessing. He kind of like uncomfortably adjusts in the chair.
Excellent. Well then, do you want to explore while you have the opportunity? Since
Yes,
you
I
are
would love.
a virgin in many regards. And he stands tall, just sort of crossing an
swear
arm
to
and
God.
smirking down at you because he knows you're still sitting down. He has to poke
He
and
will-
prod. You have at this point deemed what his domain is to a degree. You know that he has to poke and prod.
Mhm. He will. Tavrick will stand up, and he will begin, because I believe last time we walked through like a gallery of artwork that Luthien had made, correct?
That artwork is in the
No.
same very room.
Oh, okay. I think he will get up and start looking around at the different artworks then. Just being like fascinated with them.
They're all her
I-
words.
I know, I recognize the colors and the strokes. It's not very often I get to see these sorts of things. When has she had the time to do all of these?
When in respite, within this space, I am permitted, as you can gather by the type of business we are in, to hire whom I choose for commissions of my own desire. And in doing so, I have, of course, recruited the most talented in the entire realm, because I simply have to have the work of the best. And in granting her this outlet, assist in keeping her out of trouble.
Is there, when you say trouble, what, is there more trouble than I can help with?
Tread carefully, because you are more exposed to the dangers of this outside world. In here, obviously, things are guarded, well guarded. Even you wouldn't have to stress about an incorrect whisper in this place, or an incorrect thought. So mind your mind when you are not in this space, because you never know where they are listening.
Mm-hmm.
For now, follow the path ahead of you. There will come a point where you have a choice. And I hope you choose wisely. The joys of free will, after all, right?
he'll kind of chuckle a bit and go, yes, I can see what free will gets us. Teased and my mind read.
Listen, I had to make sure I could trust you. I haven't taken your will away yet.
He kind of goes, what is that supposed to mean? What do you mean yet?
He gets real close again. Noses an inch apart. And just whispers in your face. You don't dare find out, do you? And I'm going to need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, fuck. Charisma saving throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dirty 20. I got a 19 plus 1, so dirty 20. Oh my god, I'm taking a picture of that.
That's so cute, though.
God damn it, hang on. Camera focus, please. Oh my god, my desk mat is so dirty. There we go.
You start to feel a fog into your mind and reality slip away before it is released in an instant as Luthien steps out from behind the changing screen.
Luthien
And Emery just takes a step back.
Luthien sees that Emery is taking a step back and just sort of gives him the look of, I know that he's fun to toy with, but don't damage him.
Oh, darling, I promise not to. He's the one who initiated a challenge.
Tavrick.
And I'll just go, what challenge? What have I done? He's just more confused than anything.
And Luthien just looks over at Tavrick and just crosses her arms and just goes, stop getting into challenges that you very well know you cannot win. Nobody wins against Emery. Unless he wants them to
She's
win.
lying. She's like a fucking sibling making up a lie to get me in trouble, and I fucking hate it.
Are you actually saying that?
No.
Emery's just looking, crossed arms, looking smugly at you. It's like, she's right. No one wins against me.
I can tell, and like walk away bashful and just frustrated.
And
I don't know where
Luthien
he's
comes
walking,
out.
but... Oh, sorry.
Luthien comes out in the dress that I dropped in chat. So it's
Ooh.
shorter. It's very like Starry Night sort of themed. And again is looking very, very comfortable in this sort of garment. And she looks over to Emery and Tavrick and just, so what are we doing next?
Well, your friend here has never been, nor has he ever experienced any of the pleasures of life. All work, no play. How do we change that?
I've
By
played.
making him play.
Thank you very much.
Have you?
And she just looks at Tavrick and goes, playing with trouble and feeding him cookies during your days off doesn't count.
But how could you not? He's so lovable and fucking amazing. I love him. How could you not give that adorable face cookies whenever possible?
I know, but that doesn't technically count as playing.
But okay. It's very much the just like, I think it's the innocence behind it.
Yeah.
To where it's like, in his mind, a day off for him is like feeding his horse, taking care of his armor, like
It's very
basic maintenance,
straightforward.
which he enjoys. Yeah. But like he enjoys doing it, but it's a quote unquote day off in the fact that he's not like having to travel and stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's, for lack of better terms, he is constantly traveling.
Well then, shall we take him into the affairs?
We shall, and I could see Emery having held out his arm for her, at that moment. So she would have taken his arm, and taken Tavrick and just been like, "Come on, let's go."
No sassy comments?
No,
Is
I
Tavrick
mean,
just following at this point?
He's just kind of given up, I feel like, at this point. He's just accepted his fate. Like, if he were to die in here, he'd just be like, you know what? Fuck it at this point.
Well,
See
It's
her in
it's
pretty dresses.
yes, he's very much like he's clearly not in his element. He's a little off of his game. He doesn't know he doesn't know the place at all. He doesn't know where he's going or what there is to do.
mm-hmm.
It is very much a going with the flow because he doesn't know what else to do at this point.
As you approach the door, the three of you, Emery,
God, fam. Shut the
looks
fuck up.
back at you. Yeah, he sent me the same message. um, I'm not saying that out loud. Oh my gosh. Emery just looks back at you and it's like, well, nothing wrong with getting a little bit of taste of a different life. Take a breath. You seem a little tense. You're safe in here. You should know this by now.
Am I?
Take a deep breath.
Okay, I'll take a deep breath.
Relax.
Okay.
Let's let loose, Tavrick, for once.
I don't know. You know, Bam's comment is seeming more and more of a reality.
Shut up.
I must check myself. Don't
Shut
ignore
up.
that.
Shut up. Continue. We are not going there today. It's
He
supposed to
will...
be a fun environment, so they're just encouraging you to take a deep breath and sort of like relieve some of the tension with a meditative moment, my guy.
I feel like part of Tavrick's problem, not that he's like always wound tight, but he's
Doesn't know how to
never...
relax.
Yeah, like he's constantly like, oh, I have to get this done before I travel the next day. I have to make sure I get to this location at this time. Like he's very much like he's always had something or somewhere he needs to be at a certain time. So it's very weird for him to be sat down in a chair and for someone to go like, fucking relax.
Yeah.
So I think what he'll do is he will take a very deep breath. Also, can Emery still read my mind?
Oh,
Do I know that
absolutely.
she's still
You don't know
okay?
that, but yes.
Okay. He'll take a very deep breath, and in trying to like find a moment to relax, he's trying to like sort through different things that he enjoys doing, trying to find a moment to where like he can focus on to help him relax. And like it goes from him feeding his horse and taking care of his armor to
Peaceful meadows on the
maintenance.
ride.
Yeah, those peaceful views on the ride to the next city, but nothing seems to be working until he gets to Ember will probably remember the door of Luthien's house, and he opens it up and he smells the cookies, and he like there's a sense of like excitement or like giddiness to it because Tavrick does enjoy Luthien's baking.
Luthien,
Yes.
you start to smell the scent of warm, freshly baked cookies. Both of you do.
And
Luthien would just kind of look around and then look at Embry.
Emery just sort of gives a subtle shrug and is like mouthing, I'm trying to help him relax.
And Luthien just shrugs.
and he will smell the cookies and like his shoulders kind of like fully relax and like they slump a little bit, and like on another inhale he pulls out some of the cookies that Luthien gave him that he has, and he'll like
Good shit.
eat one or two of them and just one final long deep exhale and just look at Emery and be like, better?
Good. Then you're ready. And opens the door and you enter back into the lobby. But now there is another door behind the seat you were sitting on that wasn't there before. But you kind of expected this with the information you've gained recently. That this is how this works. One door opens, or one door closes, another opens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very much a play on words. As Emery leads you to the doors, sitting behind the seat, opens it, and says, take another deep breath, and hold it.
And he will take a deep breath and hold it.
And he
And
leads you
walk
both
through
through
the
the
door.
door, where there is
Mm-hmm.
a very heavily smoke-filled room. Different patrons are sitting at tables gambling. Some are off in sound-guarded corners, you could say. Insulated corners where you can sort of see a shape or shadows against semi-opaque curtains that actually sort of block off the view, but you can kind of guess there's some weird stuff happening behind there. Don't worry about it. And in one corner there is
Perception check for behind the curtain.
no. And off to the left is, it looks like a bar or a display of various items. And on the right is another bar, but this one is of drinks, and you would notice a few herbs and organic items scattered across this bar, with individuals standing behind each, ready to serve the patrons. Which would you like to approach? As you will also need to make a Constitution saving throw, both of you, because Luthien, this is the first time in a long while you've been in this particular room.
You said Constitution, right?
Correct.
Ooh, shit.
Sorry,
Okay.
food just got here, so if you hear rustling of paper bags and stuff,
You're
I
fine.
apologize.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hi, D&D crew.
Huh?
Hello.
Also,
Tell York I say
Con
hello.
save?
yes. Lefty, you and Nat are also welcome to join if you would like to listen in.
That is a 17.
Okay.
And I got 19.
Okay. Whatever tension was left in either of you is gone.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like a nauseating type of con issue. This is a, ooh, this tastes a little sweet on the air, smells really nice, and you are relaxing a little bit more, and a little bit more. Like it creeps in, but it's just relaxed. There's nothing else happening, no crazy thoughts, no hallucinations. It's not like the dream that you had whatsoever. Instead, any speeding thoughts, any racing thoughts you might have had, slow. Any noise quiets. You're able to just exist as you for a moment. Do you want to describe what that looks like? Because you are in the presence of a being who can read everything.
I think there's like a moment of like uncertainty, or like kind of like he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the thought of just fuck it, and he starts to like unbuckle some of the plate mail. Is there like a spot he can hang up his armor or put it up on a table or something while he's there?
If you look at the bar to your left that has the miscellaneous items on it, you can
Mhm.
see behind that clerk that there is a place where they are storing the stuff of individuals in the bar.
Okay.
So
So
essentially a
he'll
coat
probably
closet, essentially.
yeah. So he'll probably like unplate his armor and kind of hand it to the clerk and just tell him, "Take good care of it for me, friend. I work hard maintaining it."
The individual behind the bar just takes it and gives a small nod and says, "None shall touch it except myself when it is time for you to have it back." Takes it back into the room. Do you want to look at the items on the bar in front of you?
I do. I was actually going to
Because
say I think he would
this,
go over to have a drink.
no, the bar that you just left your armor at is technically, if you
Oh,
actually properly look at it, a
I
magic
don't.
item supply,
Oh shit.
including the tattoo you requested.
Oh shit. Um, I will say this is the first time Luthien will probably see him without his armor on,
Mm-hmm.
and under his armor is very much like a very tight fitting t-shirt that's very like flush with the skin, and she can see like the various scars and scratches that he's gotten through the handful of battles he's had on the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's got like kind of like, I don't want to say suspenders, but they're very thin like straps that are meant to kind of help keep clothing in place while he's wearing the armor.
Yeah.
It's like undergarments, I think is the word. Hang on, I think there's a specific term for them.
I'd say tunic tie straps.
Yeah, like two necktie straps.
Yeah.
Is that? Hang on.
It's
I guess I don't know. But anyway, it's very much he's fully he's muscular. The t-shirt is very tight fitting on him, and he's got a couple scars and stuff up his arm. Um, and he will confidently walk up to the bar and ask for a drink, if possible.
and I could see Luthien, he's at the bar. Luthien looks him kind of up and down and glides over to the bar. She's very much still like in her element, and he can feel her hand just kind of run up his back and then down his arm, and she just goes, you know, not having your armor on is a good look. You should try it more often. Before her hand, brushes on his arm, and she turns and walks away.
Ooh. Ooh. Hey, roll me D100, Tavrick.
Oh, I can use my D100. Hey, I gotta go get it out of my cabinet. Gotta pick it up.
Luthien.
The amount of excitement.
What are you doing, Luthien?
I'm so fucking happy. Hang on.
While he's rolling this, because he has
Okay, let's see if my
he
mic
has
picks this up.
removed his armor and checked it with the clerk, and he has gone to the opposite bar to ask for a drink, and you have flirted.
62.
So Luthien is just kind of perusing around the room, seeing who's engaging in what there is to be had, if there are any regulars that she recognizes, just getting her bearings around. She's very comfortable with this place. Even though she hasn't been in this area for a while, she really just she's still very comfortable with it. So I'll probably, once you're done with Paladin, do a perception check and see what all there is to be had besides the description that you have already told us.
Well, Tavrick, as you sit down,
Mm-hmm.
and ask for this drink. The bartender sets a glass in front of you because you didn't specify anything, and pours from a decanter and says, "For Braze's sake, there you are."
Was that the name of the drink,
That is the name of the drink.
And it was called what?
For Braze's sake. I sent it to
Oh
your
no.
whispers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Nah.
I think he will take a swig of it. I would say he's normally used to maybe like bourbons or like whiskeys.
Yeah.
Partially because it's probably the easiest thing to keep in his decanter that he takes with him all the time on his travels.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he would. It's a very different taste, and he goes, "It's not too bad." And I think he will.
Emery leans on the bar beside you, just like, I would hope not. I've made it myself.
I mean, I personally enjoy bourbons or whiskeys, but that's because I'm on the road all the time. It's the easiest to get a hold of and lasts rather well for long trips. It's nice to have a bit of a change, though. And he'll like. I think he's drinking the. Can I call it sake, or do I have to call it by its name?
You can call it sake.
Okay. He's drinking the sake really fast, but I think it's because he doesn't realize how strong sake really is.
Yeah. No, he
So,
doesn't.
I think he's unintentionally getting himself very drunk very quickly.
Make me that con save, bud.
I mean, I'm a paladin. I got a dirty 20, 14 plus 6.
Yeah, you're fine.
He's gonna order another one pretty quick, though.
Does he want the exact same thing? Or does he want another drink?
I'd say...
Actually, you know what?
I'd say he'd probably ask a recommendation from Emery.
Emery was about to chime in.
Oh, okay.
Says,
I was gonna say, I'm feeling a bit adventurous. Surprise me.
Amora, get him my special.
Fuck.
Luthien just looks over from wherever she is and is just like, "You're giving him your special."
Emery just shrugged and says, why not? He'll be fine.
See how mother I can get him back to camp tonight or not.
Again, he'll be fine. Oh, and from what I saw, I don't think you're staying in a camp. He has a friend who has family who lives in the city. And do you think I would let you stay in a camp? Dear. You're not on the road at the moment.
Yes, I guessed. We'll see if we can stay with his friend's friend family. And she words that very, very carefully, seeing as how she's not sure whether Tavrick should know about Percy being part of Britons or not.
Well, I was about to ask. You said there were herbs and stuff along the top of the bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll a check to see if I recognize any of the herbs?
You're welcome to
from
try.
when Percival was
yeah.
picking herbs?
Sure.
What type of check is it? Intelligence?
Nature.
Or... Oh, nature? Would it be survival?
Nature. You're trying to recognize plants that are on the counter.
16 plus 6, 22.
These are very different from what Percy was picking.
Okay.
The only thing you might recognize is a sachet of the tea leaves that he gave you for Luthien, though. There's some of that on the counter, but outside of that, all of it is different.
I think he will go, oh, that's odd. I have a friend that gave me some of those, as he, like, finishes the last of the sake.
Ooh. Okay.
That's all he says.
So, the bartender sets in front of you an interesting glass. Tall, narrow, the bottom portion of liquid looks black and fades into a very, very pretty ruby red in the top half. Do you drink it?
I think he will maybe, like, waft it a bit, see if there's any particular smell to it, see if he can figure out what the drink is. If it's like a mixed drink or a wine or...
Give me a perception check. Or, actually,
Oh.
Medicine check.
Medicine check? Oh,
wanna
I
see
got
if you-
11.
Okay. You don't recognize any of the smells.
Oh, fantastic.
It's a little, got a little hint of a spice to it, but that's about it.
He'll be a little hesitant. And he'll look over at Emery and be, is there anything in particular I should know about this drink? Is it a wine? Is it a mixed drink? Is it, or is it just going to be a surprise for me?
Luthien, give me an insight check.
Okay, hang on, let's see. Inside.
Luthien.
Oh, Luthien? Oh, sorry.
Luthien, give me an insight check.
Okay. Insight?
Yes.
That's a 22.
This is secret DM whisper time. Are we going to be left alone in the chat in a minute here? Am I going to hear a be-doo, be-doo? Do I need to deafen?
I want to know what Luthien does with this information.
Kitten. Sorry, I just looked on top of my PC and there were two little demon eyes looking at me.
Reading what I sent you. It's like,
yeah,
ooh.
I was reading and I saw the little flash of the reflective bits in the back of their eyes and I was like, oh, hello. A Luthien. Luthien would feel conflicted because she knows. She would know. Emery doesn't give this drink to people without reason. And she also knows, don't get in the way of Emery when he's doing things like this to test someone. Because I feel like she would have had to go through him giving her this drink before as well. It's part of why she's able to blend in so well out in the real world, because she's had to go through this trial. So she goes up to the bar and she would order some fruity, sort of mellow drink one that if you chug it gets you drunk really quick, but otherwise just takes a little bit of the edge off, gives Embry a look, rolls her eyes, and is sipping on her drink as she's waiting to see the next bit of happenstance.
Okay. So, Tavrick, remind me of your question again, because I wanted to know if she interrupted everything before Emery answered this.
I asked Emery if there's anything particular I should know about the drink, or if it was like a wine or a mixed drink, like what's in it.
Ah. Well, you see, if you take a good sniff, you can smell the bit of pepper. So consider it a challenge of heat and a test of your morals at this counter.
I'm beginning to get a feeling I'm about to have a rack of very spicy ribs.
Make it throw up. It would be so much divine.
Do you drink this drink? As Emery says to you, no matter what happens, we've got your back.
I think he will. Now, let me ask you, what size is this glass? Is this a big drink, or can he like shoot it all back in one shot, like a shot?
Do you think he'd be able to shotgun like a 16-ounce can of beer? Like a tall boy can?
Maybe not. Maybe not a tall boy.
He is a half orc.
Well, my thing is like, I don't think Tavrick's had much in the way of a.
Drink it all. Drink it all.
Okay.
Drink it all.
All right. He will.
You either drink it all or you don't.
All right. He will go. All right. Well, it's new experiences, and he will start downing it. And, like, throw his head back, try to drink as much as possible.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck. 15 plus 6, 21.
Make me a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, and there's my worry. 10.
Luthien, you watch as Tavrick manages to set the glass on the bar and then sits there, frozen, staring at nothing. Tavrick, as you finish the very bottom of this drink, you feel like you are falling through the void and land in the first layer of hell.
He, as this is kind of happening, he'll like slowly turn to Emery and just
bound, unable to see anybody. There's nobody there.
Well, does he have like a moment of consciousness between him falling and finishing the drink?
Nope.
Because I wanted to say, did you just roofie?
Nope. He can attempt to say it anyways, but there's nobody there.
Damn. Wait,
I'm not going to describe much further than, I'm sorry, Tavrick is about to go through all 9 levels of hell and endure the hardest forms of torture mentally.
Oh my god! Bam, I'm sorry. Whatever I did to your character to deserve this, I'm sorry. Please stop weaponizing your girlfriend, DM.
He didn't. The 9 steps to hell separates into 9 parts. And after drinking it, the person seems frozen for a few seconds.
I just wanted that person, man.
I know. To that person, it feels like days, maybe even weeks, of 9 different experiences, each a different form of torture, used to prove the mental fortitude of the individual. Make me another wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god, that's the one of the worst at. I got a 9.
And again.
Oh fuck. 15.
And again.
12.
And again.
18.
And again.
Am I doing this 9 times?
Yeah.
6.
And again.
14.
And again.
Hey, natural 20, baby.
And one last time. Dragon.
Another 13.
As this is happening, you watch as Emery very gently, which you don't see often from Emery, strokes what looks like the beginning of a tear from the corner of Tavrick's eye, but his fingertips are glowing and just says, "You'll be fine. I said I've got you." And you feel reassured, Tavrick, through all of this, as because of the deity of madness's blessing, you have been given enough fortitude to endure what you have just experienced.
Fuck.
And come back to questioning the reality of everything.
Am I allowed to say which layer he probably had the hardest time on?
Absolutely.
Okay. I would say probably the first one he had the biggest issue with was probably Limbo, even though it's the most outer layer. Just because of like being lonely and wandering aimlessly, having no sense of direction or no sense of self, I guess, for lack of better terms.
Mm-hmm.
But he's almost like very familiar with it as well.
But the second he starts to feel alone, he feels a warmth of companionship.
And then probably the second hardest he would have would probably be, I don't know if I want to say, I don't know whether it be like Wrath. Is because isn't it Wrath and Violence?
Yes.
Is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say probably Violence is the next one.
Limbo, lust,
But
gluttony, greed, wrath, heresy, violence, fraud, and treachery are the nine circles of hell.
Yeah, the next one I would say would probably be Violence, but it's more aimed at himself. And maybe even Fraud, I think, is probably the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Limbo, then Violence, then Fraud. And the other ones I would say, the easiest he definitely had a time with was like Greed. Like he didn't have a problem in Greed. That was probably the one he natural 20'd on.
Probably.
Very much because of where he came from in his uprising. He had no desire for any of the things offered to him. Yeah, I'd say the other ones were maybe a bit shaky, but he got through them.
Mm-hmm. And as you come to, sitting at the bar, Emery is still touching your cheek lightly, having blessed you, and you're actually going to add 2 points to your wisdom modifier.
Oh shit. Oops, that's not what I want. I don't want to roll a d20.
So it should bring you up to a 12.
Oh, I'm adding 2 to the stat itself?
Yeah, 2 to the stat.
Okay, hang on. Because I did saving throw override. 2 to my wisdom.
To your wisdom, as Emery states, I can't have the arm and sword protecting my little dove,
Oops.
risking their mind.
What the hell is happening with...
Do you need me to do it? I can do it.
It's making me go negative over and over and over again.
I got it.
Okay. I have a wisdom of -5 right now,
No, you
according to fucking...
What did you do?
The modifier is making it
exit,
-5.
exit your sheet. Exit your sheet.
Okay.
I'll fix it.
Okay. Fucked up. I'm used to Pathfinder. I'm not used to D&D. I'm sorry.
Because you did override score. You didn't do other modifier.
Okay.
Goober.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Congratulations.
Okay. Hey.
You've been blessed by the god of madness.
Oh, fantastic.
Did you hear what he said?
What?
I can't have the arm and sword protecting my little dove, risking their mind.
And he will kind of, because of everything that he just went through, slowly turn to Emery and kind of have like not a blank stare, but just I would say he still be like recovering from what he just went through,
Mm-hmm.
and just be silent. And after a few moments, he will go, of course. I don't think I'll be taking any more drink recommendations from you anytime soon.
Oh, that's the only one that's going to be like that. Don't be afraid now.
Luthien just lets out a sigh and goes, he does this to everyone. I remember the first time I had the 9 steps, and believe me, I didn't trust him with my drinks for at least a week until he gave me a written apology.
And upon hearing this, he'll turn to Luthien and go, you knew what that was?
When Emery gives that drink to someone, I cannot interfere. But yes, because I have gone through it as well.
I think he'll have this moment of just, he puts both of his hands on the side of his head, and he'll just, like, lean on the counter, rubbing his temples. Just like, what have I gotten myself into?
A mess.
He's just gonna be like, I just want to go home.
Well, unfortunately, you picked a role of responsibility. And then you opened doors that you didn't mean to open outside of this place. So...
And he'll look at the bartender and go, I need another rice socket. Another drink,
the bartender
please.
sets in front of you the finest bourbon that they have.
He, like, puts it all back.
The bottle.
Oh, the bottle? Cool. He'll just chug. He'll chug. Drown it with alcohol.
Constitution saving throw, bitch.
I'm a paladin, I got this. 19?
Sounds like I'm a paladin, I don't got this.
I mean, it's a 19, but I've also had...
You're
I've been
tipsy.
hammering drinks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're tipsy. That's
what I was aiming for.
You're not shit-faced, but you sure are tipsy.
And then after taking a bunch of swigs, he will like slam the bottle onto the counter and throw a few gold coins onto the counter and just be like, thank you. I'm assuming a few gold coins covers what I drank.
Eri shoves those gold coins right back at you.
Do I not need to pay for my drinks?
Do you think I would make you pay for that bottle after I just made you go through that literal hell? I'm not that kind of greed.
I mean, if that's what we're talking about, he's gonna go for more.
Any more and it will cost you.
Ah, he's about to take more of a sway. They just sets the bottle down, pouting a little bit.
He gave you the bottle. He didn't give you anything additional to the bottle.
Oh,
The bottle is on him.
oh, the entire bottle. Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You got one bottle out of that as a reward
Fuck
for
yes.
getting through that shit.
Oh, that's all. You know, I also got a boon. I shouldn't complain. I'm shutting the fuck
bitch.
up.
You want to complain? I'll take it back. I will take it back. God giveth and God taketh away.
I know. I was about to be like, bro, I just got a bottle of alcohol. I was like, wait, nope. She gave me a boon. Shut the fuck up.
Literally put you through hell. Literally put you through hell.
Uh-huh.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You actually went through hell.
Oh, fantastic. I think because the alcohol will start getting a little more like in a joking manner, he'll look at Emery and be like, when I die, I won't have to go through that again, will I?
No. You've made a pact with somebody very important. I think you'll be just fine. Now, what other fun would you like to try?
I think in his tipsy state, he will kind of like look at his shoulders and like roll up his, sleeves, kind of looking at his arms a bit and go, I feel a bit naked in this. You got like tattoos?
Sure.
Something to decorate. Fuck it.
We do have the actual needles for the magical kind of tattoo behind you. The bar where you just dropped your plate.
Magically, you say?
Yes. Why would I make the ink boring?
I think he will. He'll get up. His feet may not be like 100%. He's tipsy. He's like, I won't say he's full blown drunk, but he's on the verge of getting there, just because he also had more of the bottle.
Yep.
And he'll kind of like, he's super fucking relaxed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's at the point where he's just like, he's enjoying the moment, trying new stuff, not really caring about the consequences. He'll deal with it in the morning.
Yep.
And he will walk over to the tattoo artist or the tattoo area.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming Emery will be walking with him while he's...
Absolutely.
And he'll
You're
be
new.
like...
You're not vetted, so you are going to be attended at all times.
And I want this like tattoo, but I want it to like, I want to be able to move it, you know? So like, if I want it to look one way, I'll have it that way. But then if I want it to be the other way, I can make the ink move. Can you do that for me?
Give me. For how? Let me. Sure.
Well, because that's part of the tattoo that we had
I
discussed beforehand.
I know
Okay.
this. I know
Uh-huh.
this. But it's also the fact that technically Tav is getting pretty lit right now. So it was how much of that did Emery actually understand? But it's Emery. It's the god of fucking madness. Bro speaks everything.
I feel like Tavrick would be like, if you don't get it, just like read my mind. And he'll like put a hand on Emery's shoulder. Just like, just read my mind. Just pick up what I'm putting down.
Emery looks at him and just how to phrase this? Rests a hand on the side of Tav's neck with a nail poking at his jaw to force his head up to look at him because Emery is taller than Tav.
Mm-hmm.
Is essentially Luthien, do you get the image?
No, I never received the image.
No.
I
Okay.
did not. I sent it to you. I don't think I sent it to
No, I
anyone
meant
else.
like. Hold on.
Oh, what he's doing to Tavrick?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. Hey, bud.
Yeah.
How does this make you feel?
He'll. So his chin will kind of be tilted up,
Uh-huh.
and he'll look at him and just go, "Oh hi."
I'm gonna need you to take a breath again. And slow down.
Mm-hmm.
I understood what you said. And I have exactly what would work for you. And with his other hand, just plucks a needle-looking item off of the counter that is very well kept and well guarded, and holds it between the both of you. Says, I will attune this to you. You will touch it where you would like it to go. And you will have in your mind the image you would like it to be.
So he takes a very deep breath and just kind of, relaxes again and refocuses.
Good.
And he will, I would say he puts it on like his upper arm or like shoulder area, so his t-shirt can like still cover it.
Mhm.
But just on his like right shoulder, forearm area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As you accept this long needle and look at it while you're trying to place it, at the very end of it, you see a masquerade mask. As part of this metal. As if it's just like an elongated wand.
Mm-hmm.
It says,
Jesus.
this will also give you a few
Hang
other
on. So I think
benefits.
something just happened out in my apartment. Hang on.
Okay. Luthien, how are you feeling about all this?
Luthien is just kind of watching, and part of her is really regretting bringing Tavrick here because of how drunk he's getting. She's just like, oh gods, I thought that he would have more self-control than this, but apparently I was wrong!
I hope everything's okay over there.
Yeah, I hope so, but he's been having some issues with his neighbors, so we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, she would honestly be kind of watching Tavrick getting the tattoos, and I could see her being a little bit jealous because it's a bit risky for her to get tattoos with how closely she's watched, and I imagine, like, besides the housing checks she has to do, other sort of checks, especially since, she was the one found with paint all over her hands and fingers and under her fingernails.
Mm-hmm.
It would be too risky for her to get a tattoo at this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it was literally a white ink tattoo, which could work, but not that fun. So she's just kind of chilling. She's drinking her drink and looking around, seeing who all is there. Maybe a couple of the regulars, greet her and say hello and start conversation with her. That sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Apparently Paladin's neighbor collapsed.
Ooh.
Breaky time?
Yeah.
Sounds like it is breaky time.
Go play EMT, bub.
Yep, it's a good thing that he he works for an endocrinologist.
Okay. Well, we'll be back shortly. I'm gonna. Okay.
I always get shit rolls on D&D Beyond.
Good morning. Welcome back. We're gonna work with Luthien for a moment while Tavrick is getting lit and Paladin's dealing with an emergency, and they have gone back to the room and are starting to paint and are asking while painting an image of the spider deity. Who are you?
So she's just essentially she's going to be asking this over and over and over because they're just it's sort of they're getting into that almost trance-like meditative state as they paint, since this is so cathartic and something that they love doing so much, but it also helps them process their emotions. And that has been one of the big thoughts on their mind is who is the spider? What is the spider? And why do they keep showing up?
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god. Okay. Wisdom saving?
Yes. Paladin,
That would be a dirty 20.
Bam, will you tell Paladin that I will be doing a scene with Luthien until he returns and to enter quietly when he comes back? Thank you. That was a, what was it? Dirty 20?
Yes, dirty 20.
Hmm. What was your roll without your modifier?
17.
Okay. Roll me another one. With disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Okay, let me pull out my other dice.
As I say, the longer you are painting, the more meditative your state becomes, the more you ask this question. Would you actually be resistant with a wisdom save? Is the better question.
No, probably not, because Luthien would know that based off of her interaction with Elwyn, she would know that this deity isn't necessarily evil.
Mm-hmm.
And she would know that if a deity is trying to contact her, it's probably pretty fucking important. She has hung around Emery and his words of wisdom for long enough to know not to try and resist the call of the gods when they do call. Otherwise, you're not gonna have a good time. So she wouldn't be really resistant to it. She would feel the prodding and be hesitant, but open up because she's painting the spider, she's asking who it is, and now she's getting like a prodding at her mind and someone trying to come and say hi. She's gonna assume that it's the spider. So, give me a sec to roll again. That is a 16 without modifier and a 12 without modifier, and my saving throw modifier is +3 for wisdom.
Okay. But with what you've stated, we are choosing to fail.
Yes, essentially.
Okay. So even as you continue to paint physically, because at this point, it is something you can do without being aware. It is such a natural, passive thing to you to be able to create and to make these strokes on this canvas. As you continue to make these strokes, and darkness starts to fog your mind, your vision even. And it's just you and this canvas in a dark space. As the stars start to pop out one by one. And then you see the night sky above you and the moon hanging low above you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
And
say or do as you continue to paint?
Luthien would continue to paint and kind of glance around. As you said, her painting is very natural to her, so she doesn't have to keep a super fine track of it. So she glances away for a few moments and looks around and goes, "You're here, aren't you? Who are you?"
How much of this painting do you have done?
I would say probably by the time that this has happened, it looks really, really close to the spider. Like maybe some of the details, some of the highlights, a little bit of the fur isn't quite there yet. But as far as the shape, the eyes, the bit of glow, she has majority of the spider down and ready.
As she asks again, who are you? The spider comes to life on the canvas.
She
I
looks at the spider with her brush up in the air, almost like she was going back in for another stroke, and just, "Hello."
You don't hear a voice. The stars just seem to shine a little bit brighter above you.
Mm.
And the spider, let me know if this is uncomfortable, crawls from the canvas down to the floor and up Luthien's leg and back onto her shoulder, admiring the painting that is still there on the canvas.
Mm-hmm. And she would glance over at the spider that's sitting on her shoulder and raise up a hand to kind of, give it a couple small pats and just go, "You like that? Tried to make it as close to you as I could."
What languages do you speak?
She speaks Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, and Sylvan.
What language does she choose in this moment?
I could see her seeing as how they're under the stars and everything. I would say it's a toss-up between Elvish and Celestial.
High or low? Pick high or low. Just say high or low.
Hi.
Damn.
Damn.
The dice really said no. You don't
Well,
understand
damn.
anything coming back to you. The stars just twinkle above you. The moon glowing down on you. The spider is just watching what you do.
Can I try to switch? So, was I speaking in Elvish, or can I tell?
Passively, you cannot tell right now. So if you would like to make an insight check, I will allow it.
Yes. 19.
Okay. You were speaking Elvish.
Can I switch over to speaking Celestial, please?
Yes, you may. And what do you say?
She sort of repeats the question. Her brush strokes have paused as she allows the spider to get a good look at the painting of it.
And you hear into your mind. It is a beautiful piece of work.
And she smiles and glances at the spider again as she goes back to painting, and still in Celestial, she asks why, or she responds with a why thank you. That is a very high compliment coming from the likes of you. And I could see her feeling a little bit awkward, not quite knowing what to say besides asking, is there something I may call you, dear spider?
Give me a moment to let her think. Because while she has a name, true names are a dangerous thing to have.
Hence why Luthien asks if she can call, if there's something that she can call them by, not necessarily asking for a name.
You may call me Rune.
That is a lovely name to call you by, Rune. Thank you.
Of course, child.
I've been seeing you in my dreams. Is there a particular reason why you're calling on me? Task that I have to do.
You are a keeper of knowledge. And one who
Yes.
casts magic.
Yes.
Which makes you one of mine.
There must be a lot of... You must have a lot of potential subjects then. Most lore keepers that I know also cast magic. Though not many are open-minded.
She's going to leave you in silence for a moment to think about what you just said.
Luthien isn't in a rush and is just sitting there painting, letting this goddess think and contemplate.
Why would I grace the lowly in a world that disdains my very existence?
I'm sure that you would not, and it is a shame that your existence is held with such disdain, as knowledge is neither good nor evil. It is neutral. Your actions with what the actions that you use the knowledge for is what defines you. Knowledge is there for teaching. Whether you are teaching the lesson or being taught the lesson is entirely different.
And this wisdom is precisely why, she says, as the vision fades and you are alone in your room with the canvas that you have finished in this vision.
And Luthien just gets sort of a smile to herself. She turns the canvas over very carefully as the paint is still drying and kind of holds it so it can still dry, but on the back she would put in Celestial. Because I believe that Celestial does have a written script. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It does.
In Celestial, she'll put Rune on the back and mentally do a thank you rune. And then set the canvas aside to put her next commission up. I could see it already having been in progress and her beginning to work on that as she waits for Emery to come and collect her once he and Tavrick are done having fun at the bar.
Okay. So Tavrick, we're coming back to you, bud. Welcome back. Everything's good?
Hi.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hey.
Where were
You
we?
were getting the tattoo. You were handed the tattoo and you were applying it to your skin. And at that point, Luthien said that she would be in her room working on something to fetch her when you were done. And Emery is still there with you, watching everything you are doing.
Is sorry. Is there like are we in like a private is it like a private room that I'm getting the
Nope.
tattoo or just
Nope.
out in the open?
You are out in the open, man. And it's a needle that was handed to you because a magical tattoo you technically apply yourself with a word of power that would have been given to you to command it onto your skin. And
But
that's why
do I
he
choose
said
the word of
that's...
power?
No, Emery would have given it to you.
Oh.
But that's why he said to have the vision in your mind of what you would like when you touch it to your skin. You would touch the needle to your forearm, I do believe.
Yes.
But this is the magical tattoo, the masquerade tattoo. So you can add that to your inventory, or I can add it for you now if you would like me to.
Yes, because I'm currently grabbing the picture of what it would look like. When Tavrick is getting this tattoo, can he think in his own mind? I take it you're still listening. Just to see if Emery, I guess, is still sifting through his head.
Only at the surface.
I think he gets a bit of a sense of, like, I don't want to say discomfort, but almost like he feels like he's being monitored just like he would on the outside. But it's not like he means no ill will towards Emery. It's just like a thought that quickly glances through his mind.
Yeah, but Emery still picks it up and will respond in kind to this sensation whatsoever of, it is your first time in my domain, darling. Do not think me a fool, even if I trust you, to let you wander without noting how you feel about the things in this space. In the future, I will not monitor a thing. This is simply to gauge how you receive the sights before you and react to the things that you have been given. This I can promise.
he then thinks, or I guess the tattoo progresses a little bit more, and then he kind of thinks to himself, I guess he's trying to communicate with Emery telepathically to have a more private conversation.
Mm-hmm.
He will think, you seem to know Luthien for a while then.
Her entire life. Even before she was set across my path.
This may need to go into DM things because spoilers, because I have questions regarding things I know.
Sure, give me. Hello.
Hello. One of the other questions he is going to think is, I'm trying to word this because I don't want to seem like offensive to Emery. It's generally coming from like a place of curiosity.
That's
or
fine. No, I understand.
Like he wants to know why.
Why what?
Why does a being as powerful as yourself keeping such a close eye on Luthien? Are you a patron? Are you trying to use her in some way? Considering you are now the third god that has appeared since being in contact with Luthien.
I have been here a very, very long time. And she was a wounded child, introduced to my domain because of her purpose. And everyone around her matters. How does one change the world, but with one person at a time?
I mean, you're gods, are you not? Could you not just snap your fingers and make your will known? Is there something stopping you and holding you back? Is there...
Have you ever looked further into the history of this land? Or simply watched the surface value? Or swallowed what you have been fed by a spoon? Clearly you have your own doubts and reserves for the fact that you have taken a pact with my brother. So, ask yourself, what in the world happened in the past that the gods are unknown, but by a handful of mortals who don't even grasp their importance in life?
I ask myself that quite often. I presume that's why I am asking you.
Then I challenge you, Tavrick, Keytris. Keytris?
Mm-hmm. Keytris, yeah.
Keytris. Before you bed this night, say a prayer. Ask all of them, the ones you can and can't see, or have met and have not met. What happened in the past? How can I see history? but in a dream. I do believe one of your acquaintances on the road might even have a means to enhance that ability. Though you may find yourself subject to a few side effects. But it will allow you to explore beyond the world you know.
You mean Percival?
He is one of my chosen for a reason. More skilled than he knows. But yes.
I feel like in a moment of realization, would Tavrick be able to put together that this motherfucker drugged him with a burrito the night he saw the stag? Yeah, so funny, or what Emery just told him.
I'm gonna make you roll a straight
Okay.
D20. A
straight
straight
D20.
D20. And this is gonna be a really high DC.
I only got 17.
I'm sorry, bud. He cannot piece it
Oh.
together. He is too drunk right now.
That's fair.
He is too drunk.
That was one of those natural 20 moments, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
That would take
He
a
is...
lot of piecing together that he is just not going to be able to do. And I will make you roll later for how much of this you even remember.
Oh, fantastic.
As a heads up. So.
I mean, I don't want to say he's like blackout drunk. He's pretty...
No, however.
Oh.
He has had special drinks gifted by Emery and is speaking telepathically.
Fuck. He's gonna modify memory my ass.
Is he?
I think he might.
Do you have
He's
any other
gonna
questions?
I the last one he's gonna ask is how's my tattoo looking?
Oh my god. Does it look like the stag?
Yes, these are. We'll go back and I'll post them into the session. Okay.
I like
Wait, what?
hovering.
Oh, hey, we're back.
I like hovering and just
Hey, at
seeing
least
the
you got
enrichment
halfway through
happen.
the video. Huh?
So I love hovering over and just seeing the enrichment happening.
Huh?
But it's one of the last questions Tavrick asks Emery is, so how does my tattoo look?
Emery rolls his eyes at first and then actually looks at the mark that you have imagined, having already seen it in your mind. Excellent choice.
And then he goes, oh yeah, and how about now? And he will shift the tattoo into the other version. Let me see if I can put this here. There we go.
It's a great likeness, really. But, shall we get back?
Yeah, probably. And I think Tavrick will very, like... Do you know how, like, ADHD, like, you hyperfixate on something, like a fidget?
Yeah.
He's just gonna, like, keep shifting and swirling the tattoo. Like, just messing with it.
Toying with it, yeah.
Toying with it, yeah. Feeling the sensation as the ink, like, crawls across his arm and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna keep fucking with it.
Okay.
And get the occasional, like, ow, because it's probably still, like, sensitive.
It's magical.
It's
it doesn't
a
have a
fresh
sensation
tattoo.
like that.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it would have like tattoo aftercare.
Nah.
Okay.
All right. Well, Emery leads you back to Luthien's space, where you find her dazed, coming out of a vision, painting a name on the back of the canvas before starting a new project.
Do I see what the name is?
Do you read Celestial?
No.
No.
Oh, I don't think so. Hang on, let me check. Random bullshit, go. No.
No.
I speak orc.
I
Ugh.
speak only 2 languages.
I speak
All right, Luthien.
English.
Do you
and
say or do
orc.
anything as Tavrick enters first with Emery
I'm
striding
going to
behind?
say that I have failed my passive perception check, as I am just coming out of this this trance, and I'm focused on putting on this name, and I've kind of gotten into the flow that I normally am when I'm at Bryn, where I finish one painting, and I'm picking up the work in progress that I had left to dry the last time I was here, and arranging it on my easel, and taking a look at the canvas and the paint to see if there's anywhere that I needed to touch up before beginning the next phase of this painting.
Upon entering the room, Tavrick, Emery steps around you and goes to Luthien, catching her hand before she can even start to stroke any further paint on the canvas, the new canvas that she has switched out, and is taking the brush from her and setting it down, and then just gently caresses her cheek and says, "Ground, ground, come back. Good morning."
And she takes a moment and takes a deep breath and just blinks a couple of times and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Was I lost in my own thoughts there?"
Your own thoughts?
And she sort of gives a smirk and goes, "Well, maybe not exclusively my own."
Well, you're back now, and so is he. Unfortunately, my dear, you are short on time, so...
Oh, yes, we are. And she gets up and brushes by Emery, takes a look at Tav's arm, and just goes, "Cool tattoo." And
And
then goes into the room that's off to the side where she can change back and use prestidigitation to clean all the paint off of herself.
Beautiful.
And she comes out wearing the boring, scratchy, white, suffocating clothes that she absolutely despises.
Emery, just as she comes out looking uncomfortable, says, "One of these days, as much as I know you hate white, you will let me put you in something better that is still white and follows the law."
Yes, as long as it doesn't draw too much attention. The last
Oh, you'll
time,
be fine. Don't overthink
us,
it.
it's Emery.
Listen, let me pull my threads.
I don't need any more of their attention on me, your threats or not.
and I think Tavrick, who's kind of like, yeah, I feel like he's probably found like a chair or something to kind of sit down in, and like the alcohol's maybe hitting him a little harder. You're starting to get a little sleepy, and he will like groggily say, "I would give you all of my attention."
Um, Emery snaps a finger, and in front of you on the coffee table, another one of those glasses of water appears.
Oh, this is nice, and he'll start drinking the glass of water. Is
And
it
you'll take
like ice
another
cold
5.
water?
Oh yeah, it's refreshing. You'll take another
Yes.
5 temp HP as you also
Yeah.
sober up in a matter of
No.
seconds.
Once he finishes the water, he'll look at him and be like, "You fuck! You killed my buzz."
And Emery just glares back over his shoulder, which you get another shiver of intimidation from.
I think the intimidation, like, he's used to the intimidation at this point. He understands, like, he's under a close watch, but he's also like, ah.
Just trying to shrug it off.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know if he's taking the intimidation as seriously right now. He was just hoping to have some fun. She's being a
Mhm.
buzzkill for him right now.
He's
So
the
he's
one
kind
who
of,
just said things, okay?
he just said you killed my fucking buzz.
No, before that.
Oh.
Would they give you all my attention?
Oh, uh-huh. You know, that's fair.
That was a... Boy, you're gonna get yourself into some hot water if you don't watch that mouth. And not with him, okay?
Huh? I was just saying I wouldn't give her all my attention. I'm sorry.
Emery looks at Luthien, giving her a look of, you know what was just said. Not actually saying it, just the...
And Luthien has this. Oh, Luna! Oh my God! Stop getting on my fucking desk, you brat! I have given you food. Leave me alone for 5 goddamn minutes.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, my cat. Luthien has this look on her face of just. Did that really just come out of his fucking mouth?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
She just looks a little bit dumb with it, mostly because like she doesn't want that attention from anyone that's not in Bryn's.
Oh.
Attention like that makes her very uncomfortable, especially in the outside world. Given that she has had 4 like she's had 4 marriages arranged for her, and the government is working on a 5th.
I don't
And
think Tavrick meant it from like
Yeah, he didn't mean it. Didn't mean any harm.
a
Yeah.
lewd way. He meant it more
But-
like he wanted to, like an endearing way. But no, never mind.
Yeah, but still, like, even in the endearing way, the more attention she gets from individuals around, the more attention she gets from the overseers and from the government.
Yeah, which is why Emery was essentially being like, this is for your own good, bud. Sober.
Because
Shit.
think about it, they read thoughts, they read minds.
Oh, that's...
So the more that she's popping up in someone's mind, the more that they're going to pay attention to her. The closer scrutiny she will be under. They might even switch out who's watching her and who's doing the checks of her home.
Mm-hmm.
If there is too much attention drawn to her in any sort of way.
I just thought of a great meme. Anyway, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't really that it was a lewd or endearing way. It was more of the I need you not to think about me in any sort of way outside of your normal
Right now.
when we are outside of Bryn's.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to think of her in the dresses. You do not get to think of her so relaxed. Any of that. You have to pretend like nothing in Bryn's has happened once you're outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
Which is part of why You were gifted that buff.
Would Emery take notice of the recently painted and now drying spider?
Yes, which is why he said grounded. Ground.
Hmm.
And then
Okay.
when you said, oh, did I get lost in my own thoughts again? It's like, your thoughts? He knew. He knew. The only thing Emery will say is, the piece you have finished is beautiful.
Thank you.
I think this one will stay above your own bed.
I would appreciate that. Shouldn't take too long to dry.
No. And once it does, I'll hang it for you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, let's get you back on the road, shall we?
Yes. And she gathers up all of her things and the original documents, but she leaves the duplicated documents there at Bryn's. Just in case. She has most of the information memorized, or noted down in her own mind, but she doesn't want to risk getting caught transporting duplicates of official documents.
Good. Smart girl. Espionage. Okay.
It's not like spies and espionage was one of my hyperfixations for a while. Totally not.
Okay. Well, Tav, do you know where you're going
Yes.
by chance?
For what, like?
From here. Do you know where your next stop is?
I'm assuming back to like spending the night and then going back to the next city, you know?
You're
Like
not spending the night
getting
in
an
Emery's.
inn.
You're
Oh
not.
no. I'm talking about like getting an inn
No.
and then
Okay. Luthien, do you recall where you're going? Emery
We're
looks at
going
Luthien and
to...
says he doesn't recall what the instructions were. Precisely why.
No, he does not.
Instructions from what?
Tavrick, while you were busy staring at a singular spot in the grain of the wood of Percy's cart, he told us that once we were finished with our business for the day, to meet with him and Ylvanna at Ylvanna's parents' house.
I guess you did, didn't you?
She just gives him a little pat on the cheek.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember being told this the
Yeah,
last
you were
session, or the
there.
session before.
You were there.
To be fair, this is
I did specifically direct that at Luthien, but I figured Tavrick was right next to him, so I didn't need to specify it at all, especially considering he requested Trouble to just be an offset with him.
in my defense, I am running a campaign.
I know.
It has been
I understand,
Which is
babe.
why nobody's giving you shit.
Yeah, no one's giving you shit over it, man.
We gave you a little bit of shit in game, okay? Come on.
Anyways.
I just genuinely didn't remember. I'm sorry.
Emery looks back at Luthien and just says, and do you know where that is? Or would you like me to give you the directions?
Directions would be nice, but I was thinking if worse came to worse, I would be able to inquire among my profession to get the records of where they resided.
I believe the name that you just mentioned and the ones that Tavrick cannot seem to recall in full is Ylvanna Strif. Yes.
Yes.
Ah, perfect.
And
I know a Seldir. I love a
Arathorn
Seldir.
and
Mm-hmm.
Arathorn is the name of one of them. I cannot quite recall the other one, but Arathorn Strif is a pretty unique name.
Arathorn and Seldir are very important individuals within our community. Well, within society.
Society. Society.
Imagine
And-
Emery gets this sassy little look on his face and just has to strike a posh pose as he says, "Society."
He leads you both back through the door into the foyer. And on the far wall where the door to the actual Patron's Hall was, is now, Luthien, you would recognize a mural of the map of Crescent Heart that he had you duplicate on the wall. And he leads you over to that wall where you can, he had you spend a fair amount of time on this one, like mapping out all of the cities and everything, and the details that you have on each of the cities on this side, because this is a very large wall. And he points to where Orblin is on the map and says, "Here we are, next to the water.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go up to the marketplace, between the halls where they keep their residents, the house that is the school teacher's house, the Hall of Education, as some might call it, even though it's just a little round room. Certainly not as grand as a keep. Never will be, but it is much more cherished to us. Is where you will find Isildir.
Understood. Thank you.
Of course. Now,
And
travel safe, and I will see you when you get back to Waterstar. Yes?
yes. And I could see, her and Emery have been friends for a while, and I could see them doing the kind of European of like the and correct me if I'm wrong, they would totally do like the kisses on the cheeks, ta-ta darling, sort of a thing. Like that's just the vibe I'm getting.
Perhaps, usually. But in this instance, Emery, who towers over you height-wise, will lean down and just kiss the top of your head while giving you a brief hug. Says, "Be safe."
I will.
As
You know me, Emery.
you've already heard, and Tavrick didn't recognize because he doesn't speak the same languages. We might have to correct that one, by the way, Tav. You and I having language lessons so you can understand what's being said to you. The world is changing, so do be careful.
Yes. I will. I promise.
Unfortunately, you have to go back the long way. Otherwise, it might
That
look
is all right.
suspicious.
And we wouldn't want that.
No.
And don't worry, I still know how to get a hold of you if I do need you. And she touches the pendant around her neck as sort of a knowing gesture before going to the front doors and going, "Come on, Tav, let's go."
Fly well, little dove. I'll see you soon.
Soon.
Sweet. You take off, and you follow the instructions to a T?
I have a question.
Yes?
What was there a name for the drink that Emery gave me? The red one?
Yes.
What was it called?
9
I don't
Steps to Hell.
remember.
It's
Oh,
literally
9
called,
Steps to Hell.
It's literally called 9 Steps to Hell.
All right.
And the entire time that you were rolling with his assistance had a plus 15 to your saves, so that you passed every single one of them at that time.
Fun.
So that's why you felt reassured through all of it. Was because you literally had a deity saying, I said I've got your back, and giving you a plus to your shit.
Oh, fuck. Out of curiosity, had I failed one of those rolls, what would have happened?
Madness.
Oh, fantastic! So if I rolled a nat 1, I needed a new character. Good to know.
No, you would have just suffered the effects for a little bit, and he would have reversed it.
I picture Tavrick rolling a nat 1 and being like, the rats. They locked me in a room. The rats. Rats make me crazy.
Okay. Well, you leave Bryn's. Yep, yep. Yep, yep.
What did Bam say? What does this motherfucker say?
He's sending a screenshot of the
Oh.
conversation with Nat. You leave to take care of something for 3 minutes, and the first thing you hear is rats? Yes, because Paladin asked what the name of the drinks was, a drink that Emery gave him was, and then was like, what would have happened if I would have failed? And I said, insanity. Madness. And he's like, weird. They're rats. That's what he started to do. That's all. Okay. You have left Bryn's. You have wandered through the marketplace, past the keep. You have followed the exact path that Emery pointed you down, Luthien, on the very detailed map you have painted in the past. And you come across...
My fingers still hurt looking at that map.
Yeah. But it is a piece of pride.
Yes.
And you come into the trees, where the houses and the buildings are built in the trees, are part of the trees, elevated and elegant and very elven, and you know that this is the architecture of your people, even if it is different in color.
Mm-hmm.
And you will recognize the largest and prettiest building out of all of them, which is the round schoolhouse. There are steps leading up to the front door. Do you just go straight up and knock?
I think this is at Tavrick. And she would take a small breath and kind of look around, maybe give a small cheeky perception check, if you are so kind.
Absolutely.
That is a nat 20.
Oh.
Okay. So what exactly are you looking for, though?
Is there any sign of like TikTok or Ylvanna or Percy or any sort of positive indicator that, you know, this is the place and it's still okay?
I mean, you see no sign of them because it's a regularly walked path to the store. And this is a schoolhouse that other students go to. And
Okay.
Unfortunately, at this point, they left hours ago. Because I did roll for the time passing while you were in Bryn's, by the way.
Oh, we did?
Checking. I did. To see how long it took with everything that was going on.
So, Ylvanna and Percy have already, like, left?
They have already been and left. but you don't know where. But Emery did speak highly of Isildur.
So Luthien would take a deep breath, and she looks a bit anxious
I
and
was gonna
goes
say.
up to the door and just softly knocks.
And after a long moment, you hear soft steps coming downstairs and approaching the door at a moderate pace. And the door opens to a drow wearing glasses, still holding a book. Says, hello, may I help you?
Oh, I am looking for Isildur and Arathorn.
Ah, I am Isildur. You
Ah.
must be one of Ylvanna's friends. They mentioned you would be
Indeed,
looking
I
for them.
am.
Unfortunately, I've already sent them to their father, Arathorn. Out in, they have a cottage at the edge of the woods. That is actually Ylvanna's home.
See, would you be so kind as to point me in the right direction, sir?
Here, come in. I'll find the map. To make it easier, it's quite the hike. But would you like a bite to eat while you're here?
Not too much of a bother. That would be quite wonderful.
Tavrick, this is a question at both of you.
I mean, I feel like I would ask, did oh god, my brain.
Reminder that kindness is the law of the land as well, so someone who
I
is
would
a
ask if
teacher isn't gonna really do anything sus, so you should be absolutely fine in here.
that's what a DM would want you to think.
I already fucked you up once. Why would I do it again?
'Cause you're my DM.
I'm not gonna make Ylvanna's parents hurt you.
Oh, these are Ylvanna's parents?
Yes!
I thought they were wait, I'm confused now. But I thought they sent Ylvanna to
House at the edge of the woods, and they're going to give us directions to her house.
I'm so lost.
Okay. Ylvanna
Oh wait,
has
she
two
has
Yes.
dads.
Okay, I must have missed that then. I got very confused. I was like, wait, she has her own house?
She has two dads. You didn't know she had her own house until now, but yes, Isildur did just say they're at her house, where her other father is.
Okay.
And as Isildur is asking about food, Luthien is digging around in her bag, and she pulls out a map, not the map from the wall, but a map of the area that she had hand drawn and detailed, and would offer it to Isildur and go, if this will work, you can feel free to mark where she is on this map.
Isildur waves you both in, closing the door behind you. And as you enter, you see a large, round schoolroom with desks, bookshelves along the walls, and a large teacher's desk at the front end. Neatly kept for the most part, with a couple of papers scattered on the teacher's desk as if he was just planning the next day's lessons. He's not even looking at your map at the moment and says, "No, I have the one that I teach with. I just need you to come this way and I'll grab you a snack before you hit the road, because again, it is quite the walk. Unless you have a horse. Then it might be faster."
We do have a horse.
Perfect. Then come look. Come eat something before you go. And you can very much tell this is the dad who likes to feed the people.
I love him already. So Luthien would follow him, and if I am able to, since my nat 20 perception wasn't really used when I rolled it, could I use
know.
it here in this room?
What are we looking for, dear?
Just seeing what kind of books he has, notes on different things,
Yeah.
the sort of lessons that he teaches, just her general information gathering. She is a lore keeper first and foremost, so.
Most of the books are duplicates of an introduction to magical studies and an introduction to druidcraft. And on a couple of other shelves, you see an introduction to herbology, which is the basic survival plant type. You recognize these books as very much the ones that are just used with young children learning how to survive in the world and in the wild if they ever venture from the city. And to also cultivate their skills from an early age to be functional in the society, to be useful in various ways. You can tell he's essentially a primary school teacher.
You could see with a couple of them, Luthien just getting this fond smile on her face as she just goes, I remember a lot of these books.
Oh, do you?
They were always fun to learn as a child.
Were you an avid student then?
Yes, and I am now a lore keeper.
Oh, excellent. I didn't realize Ylvanna had such a friend.
And I didn't realize that Ylvanna had such a father. You're really doing some amazing work, as the youth are our future, and you help shape that with every lesson you give them.
He lights up. He's like, oh, thank you. No, this is my passion. This is what I enjoy. Is just sharing what I know and enjoy and teaching it in such a way to these little minds who are just so excited to learn these things. Or if they're like Ylvanna, of course, they're just not going to be very grasping of it. But there aren't as many of those as there used to be. It's gotten better with time. But yes, young bright minds, especially all in this city. Orblin is very, very bright minds.
Oh yes, so many bright minds from here, and even the ones that do not take up the lessons as quickly as others. They still have their own set of skills and knowledge that can be beneficial to anyone around them. I know that Percival, Ylvanna's traveling companion, seems to enjoy the skills that she has developed as well as the company that she brings. So please, you have cultivated her to exactly who she needs to be.
Well, we certainly tried. She was rambunctious as a child, but has mellowed with time to be
I think
fun.
I was gonna say I think Tavrick, upon hearing that, will chuckle a bit and say, "Only as a child."
You can tell, however, that the word "fun" was chosen very carefully in this instance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, anyways, I have some leftover sweets. Speak of the devil and she shall come.
Hi, Nat. We're meeting your dad.
And he leads you...
I'd like to roll to seduce her father.
Wow. That's going to be a really high DC. Man is very committed to his man, okay? Anyways, leads you along the outsides of this classroom to a set of stairs that follows the curve of the wall to an apartment or a house above this classroom. It says, we were baking earlier, before Arathorn went to his duties. So I have a few things left if you would like something. Or I can make you tea before you go, whatever you prefer. You're
whatever
welcome.
you
Make
have
yourself
is
home.
just fine.
It seems nervous introvert is very much what's happening right now. This is a man who, you're a new person who doesn't talk to a lot of people outside of his students.
Okay, with my high roll, were there any books that may have been just a little bit out of date, or a new edition had come out of, anything like that?
Due to the vast size of this room, you would have had to have walked across it to find anything of note. In the main classroom would have been a no. You've also only been in the main classroom and now the landing of their home.
Okay.
Upon initial glance, it's just a normal home. So nothing is out in this space.
Okay. I could see her. So they're in the landing.
Yes.
Do
Which
they get
opens
invited
to-
in
Yeah.
a little bit further? Okay.
Yeah, he said to make yourself at home.
So I could see her going in and taking a look around. Do I need to roll perception again?
No. You put this in the meme channel right now, you irresponsible fuck.
No, I mean just casually derailing the campaign.
Also, so she would walk into the apartment and start kind of looking around, especially if there are books. And that would be a 22 for perception.
Oh, I said you didn't need to roll another one.
Oh,
I was
Tavrick
laughing at this
interrupted and I couldn't hear you, so I
No, you're
just
good.
rolled.
Your perception is... You're fine.
Okay.
The couple of shelves that are floating there are some older print, and there is one newer print with the history of the land and current practices, but words. Aerie has words. Aerie was totally prepared for this.
Uh-huh.
Give me an Arcana check.
That would be a 21.
You notice just a faint shimmer of illusion on one of the books.
Am I able to see through the illusion?
Do you get closer?
Yes, I could see her taking a step to get closer. Kind of tilting her head to the side as she's looking along the spines of these books and taking a closer look at the illusion.
Beneath that illusion is a very, very worn spine that is even on this glance, once you see through the illusion, looks like it has been rebound many times, and beneath that illusion you see along the spine the true history of Torrens Tear.
Luthien would make a fleeting mental note of this. Because they're still technically in the city, correct?
Correct.
She would not mention anything. How good would you say Isildur is at ciphers and word puzzles, letter and symbol puzzles like that?
He is an academic at heart. So,
Mm-hmm.
one academic to another, how well do you think he would be?
I feel like he would be quite adept at them. So, Luthien is able, as she is a linguist, she is able to create ciphers. So I could see her in Draconic, because she also knows quite a few languages, writing a small cipher that is an inquiry as to what this illusioned book is. And she leaves a small hint to a small riddle, small hint to what the code for the cipher is in the pages of one book, but she slips the actual message under the illusioned book, just very slightly, very discreetly, and I have
Sleight
a
of
feeling
hand.
yep. I'm going to need to roll sleight of hand. That would be a dirty 20.
Isildur seems wrapped up in pouring you a cup of tea and also gathering a few baked goods to bring on a tray to the sitting area for you and Tavrick, and does not notice.
One thing I will note is if he takes a closer look later on at the books, he would see the little scrap of paper sticking up from one of the other books
Okay.
with the hint to the cipher.
Okay. He's very distracted right now, though.
Yes.
I mean, very distracted right now.
Because there are two new people in this sweet little introvert's home.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And I could see Luthien just sort of, in an effort to calm his nerves and to ease his nervous energy, just doing a, has there been any new reading material or interesting things you have learned recently? As a lore keeper, I always try and keep up to date on things, and that also means that talking to citizens such as you about their experiences and anything new they might have encountered is a part of that. I would love to hear it.
Sorry, I was doing a quick insight check for Isildur into you being Ylvanna's friend coming from Waterstar, as you mentioned lore keeper, and if that means he can gauge whether or not you were brought here on a transfer of documentation of any kind, because he works teaching in society, so it's a thing he's aware of.
I could see him, and she, because the map containers for the documents aren't exactly small.
No, they're not.
So I could see him definitely taking notice that she has one.
Mm-hmm. One with the Waterstar crest on it. No less.
Yes.
And as he's passing a cup of tea to you, this is while there hasn't really been any reading so much or learning anything different, there's been rumor among certain individuals of an incident on the road. That's about all. I'm certain that's what would have brought you here. If you are a lore keeper, correct?
She would give him a small thank you as she takes the cup and sips on it, and just looks up and meets his eyes and goes, "Yes, I was brought here because of an incident that occurred."
Well, then I know that we'll know in due time.
Indeed.
And
We
he
will.
seems carefully dismissive of this. Where it's he knows, and you know, that there is a limit to what you can and cannot communicate within these spaces. But it's letting you know he knows what happened.
Yeah. And I could see her bringing up some mundane, like, variation of a species of bird that has been observed closer to Orblin this spring, and it's been this many years since it was last commonly seen in this area, and just, like, some sort of, like, intellectual tidbit that gets both of their minds off of everything,
Oh my god.
but passes enough as conversation between the two intellectuals at the table.
Tavrick, what are you doing through all of this? Are you just watching this happen and listening as Luthien delves into basically being a bookworm with this other bookworm in front of you? Tavrick.
Tavrick.
I'm realizing I'm talking with my fucking mic off. I'm very tired. I'm sorry.
Anyways.
I was saying no. Also, I'm typing out a message for DMs to the GM. So I was multiple things happening at once. He would probably be like, this is very much not his forte. He's more. It's almost like, you know, when you have a partner that has hyperfixations and you listen to them ramble. He's very much just like listening to her ramble about the various books and things that she's heard and just kind of sitting there going, yeah, okay, that's adorable. just listening to her ramble, just, you know, being in the moment, listening to them, not knowing what's going on. You totally don't have experience with this. Oh, yeah, that's why I'm that's why I'm saying this is how he's acting. I also think he takes a bit of a because you said
baked goods.
He had just gotten done baked. Yeah, baked goods. Yeah, he's
he is
cookies and
he
shit.
is kindred souls with Luthien right now. Okay.
Luthien sharing her cookie recipes with him.
And
you
he
know,
would share
they're...
his variations with you. Like they're being nerds at the moment. Okay.
Yeah, and I think Tavrick is also just like really fucking enjoying the cookies because he's a massive baked goods individual.
He's a savant.
Yeah, because he's always training and stuff, so he can kind of eat like as much as he wants with the amount he walks and trains, and you know.
Yep. And Arathorn in the middle of saying something about his recipes trying in the future is like, oh, maps. They're waiting. They said that you would be coming. Right.
Yes.
And he whips out
and
a more detailed map that's bigger and clearer than what you have, because if you'll notice when you look at yours with your nat 20 and from earlier, that there is a slight difference between your map and his. On the far east, outside of the city, at the edge of the woods where it starts to thicken, is a cabin that is there. And he says, it's primarily used as a workshop and a shelter for the hunters when they are out and about. So, while it is permissible to be Ylvanna's residence, it isn't truly regarded as such. Our home is.
See? And she would kind of tilt her head to the side, flip to another page in her journal, and really quickly sketch out what the difference is between the two maps with like noticeable landmarks. And she's, after drawing and painting the entire fucking wall, she's really good at cartography.
Yes, yes, she is.
And just absentmindedly, she asks, "And how recent did you update this map?"
Oh, we update
there
this
are
often. Arathorn is the lead hunter. He literally runs. He actually runs the hunters. and that is their job.
That's so wonderful. If I am ever in need of maps of this area that are kept up to date, would I be able to come to you and your husband
Oh,
for
absolutely.
those?
Yes, it's
Okay.
his job is to update the maps for the safety of his troops.
Yes, of course. And with this all getting notated in her notebook and everything, she would close her notebook and give him a smile, finish up her tea, continue the conversation a little bit, and as things come to a close, and Tavrick has had his fill of cookies and other sweet treats, and she's had her fill of tea. She'll give Isildur a smile and go, "Thank you so much for your hospitality. I do hope that we can meet again soon and discuss our knowledge further," and reach out a hand to shake his.
And he takes your hand while also placing the other on the backside of your hand. Give me a perception check. Give me a perception check.
How does a 24 sound?
Ylvanna, you might want to teach your father how to be better at sleight of hand. Oh my god. You definitely noticed the slip of paper that he slides into your hand as you before he takes you down to the door.
And she would make a small comment of, "It seems like you have quite a few books up there. I wouldn't mind perusing some of those at some point." And it's just passing, very much slips it into the conversation as she is well aware of this paper that is now in her sleeve and that she will look at later once they are outside of the city.
Bruh. That's the first nat 1 as a GM I've ever gotten. He sucks at sleight of hand.
Would I have blatantly seen it too?
Yes.
Tavrick just kind of
Fortunately,
gives.
because the both of you are you're inside of the home.
Mhm.
The things outside had a disadvantage, but still. Oh my fucking god.
Tavrick will just kind of like look at him and raise an eyebrow and just chuckle to himself slightly and start walking out with Luthien.
Says, if you wind up back in Orblin for other transfers, or even coming to visit at all, do not hesitate to stop by. You've been an absolute joy and pleasure to have.
I will definitely stop by when I am next in Orblin. Thank you again. And, they go outside, they get on Trouble, and head off.
I do not have trouble. Percival
Trouble
has
is
trouble.
at the... No. You left Trouble at the
Mhm.
stable across from the keep.
Oh, we did.
And we went and we picked him up before we came here.
Yes, because he had to pass by.
Yes.
Yeah, when you went to Bryn's, so you've had trouble since Bryn's.
Okay. Does it take a lot of time to walk? Like for her to walk instead of use the horse?
Yes. Isildur
Mm.
specified this.
Yeah.
Because Orblin
You're
has
right now-
2 halves to it. You are on the
Mhm.
west bank and have to go around the north end of the lake to the east bank and then out to the forest.
How long of a walk would that be?
A long walk.
You're not walking.
Way too much time for you to be like, way too much time, babe.
Okay. Okay, we will. Okay, we'll take trouble. There's a reason I am asking. Ari, you know why? the DMs. You know, if it wouldn't be a bad walk between there and where we are going, I would have just sent Luthien with trouble, and I would have walked.
You will have time tomorrow, we'll say.
Can I do it like tomorrow, first thing tomorrow morning?
Pretty much. When you are getting ready to leave the city, you can do it then. Okay. And you and I can have that happen in private before session actually like begins with everybody next week. Okay.
Wait,
so
next
like
week.
the first thing we're gonna do when we get here Friday, just so everybody else is aware, I will have Paladin and Whispers, and then we will join you.
Hey.
Okay.
So yeah, they ride off into the distance on trouble to go and see their 2, potentially 3 usual troublemakers that they were traveling with.
Fortunately, because you're on horseback and not a carriage or a wagon, you can make it pretty quick. So, Bam, do you remember how long you guys took with your carriage?
I think like an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, okay, so it makes sense why you would get an hour. I rolled a d4 and I said an hour.
Okay.
So, give me a survival check with advantage because you have a map. And you also know your way around. Tavrick.
I'm sorry, what am I doing?
Survival check with advantage.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm also typing stuff. I'm sorry. Fuck. If I could keep my dice on my desk. Survival 16 plus 7, 20. Oh, God, I can't math. My brain is so fucking
23.
cooked. Thank
23.
you, baby. I'm sorry. 23.
All right. It legitimately takes you only an hour to find this cabin. At which point you approach and see smoke rising from the chimney. The light inside as the sun has set. Because that's how long of a day it has been so far by the time you arrive. The sun has set. And you smell good food inside. And that is where we're going to end session.
Can I take a moment to read that slip of paper?
As you are approaching the cabin, yes, you would know it would not be safe until you were out in the woods.
Okay, yes. That's what I meant, is as we were approaching the cabin.
What languages do you speak again? I got it.
I speak Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, and Sylvan.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How good are you with ciphers?
Well, I am a linguist, so I would say I'm pretty damn good at ciphers.
On one side.
If she sends you an actual physical cipher, I would be so fucking happy. It's like, surprise, decipher this.
And by the way,
was tempted, honestly.
Did you want me to roll for that? Because if so, it's a flat 18. And then I believe that for deciphering, that is a I think that they categorized it as investigation.
Yeah, it is.
So that would be a 23.
You're also heading into a cabin where the partner of the person who made this cipher is. By the way. And a child of this person. So if you cannot for any reason.
Yeah. So she has this paper out and is reading the key on the back of it as she walks in.
Okay. And I will give you the answer to that
next session. Can we please have more interaction with Ylvanna's dads? Because I love Isildur already.
Yeah. Yeah, we can next. There's gonna be plenty of opportunities. Anytime you're in
Perfect.
Orblin. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I know that Paladin has work in the morning as well, and you have work tonight. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. It was a good spot to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And it was precisely the goal.
I cast divine sense on Ylvanna's parents.
They show up as not gay but roommates.
Oh my god.
They're just roommates. All right. Well, I am going to go and veg before I have to work.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for the wonderful session. And I'm glad that we have reunited the party.
Yes. So that when we get together Friday, you're already just walking in the door.
Yippee.
Yippee.
And you each got your own little interactions too.
Ooh.
Ooh, Luthien, how dare you ask to meditate on it? Who are you?
Oh, wait. I also have one other question.
Yeah.
That I will send to you.
Wait,
okay.
who am I to ask to meditate on what?
Who are you?
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Okay, as I was telling Bam, because Bam was just like, how is it that every single fucking time you interact with a god or deity, and I'm just like, this is what happens when someone who has been DMing for like 10 years plays as a character rather than DMs.
Yeah. It is. It's so what happens. Oh my god.
And I warned you. I warned you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've been playing D&D since I was 12. I've been DMing since I was like 16. And I am now 27. I've been DMing for the greater part of a decade.
Yep.
Yup.
Also, I have memes for the campaign.
Yes,
In
you
campaign
do.
memes.
Uh-huh.
The last one I posted is my personal fucking favorite.
Anyway.
At this point, I'm
Who
probably...
be waiting?
Excellent question.
We gonna go say hi to?
There's...
Ha, Savannah. Puppy, Savannah.
Oh, hey, look! Someone named AeriFae is live with the Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow, it's almost
They
like I
seem like
can't
a
read my own
wonderful person to
channel.
10 out of 10 would raid.
Uh-huh.
I also hear they're an amazing DM. They make very
Yeah,
intricate and
right?
elaborate stories.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Oh
And they're
my
super
god.
kind and sweet and nice. He doesn't send your characters to the 9 layers of hell.
You opened that can of worms, man.
I didn't do shit. I asked if I could have a fancy drink, and you drugged me and sent me to the 9 hells.
No. You specifically asked for the requested drink of the God of Madness. You
I
fucking...
didn't know they were. Look, I don't know they're a god of madness. I just know that
You
they're
do
a
now!
god.
My dear,
My
my dear,
God.
you
Yes.
literally gauged the fact that he put into someone's brain.
That's right.
Madness that
Yeah.
led to death.
Yes. Got it.
How do you not?
Tavrick got too melty-brained by the pretty dresses and didn't think of it.
Yes.
That's the canon reasoning of
I'm
his
gonna
memory
fucking
loss.
save today, okay? I'm sorry.
Say goodnight to chat. Thanks for
Good
watching.
night.
We'll see you Friday.